Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as you've noticed on this week's agenda, we are working on simplifying fractions and adding fractions. Yesterday on the assignment you had, most of you did very well on the simplifying fractions. However, when we come to the adding fractions, some of you still struggled, which is fine, we just started it. But the simplifying fractions you probably should be able to do by now. So what I'm going to do to help you is I'm going to start by doing two problems of simplifying fractions. And we'll all talk through it. I'll talk to myself because I like to. Yes, we do. We like to talk to each other, myself. So we'll start with 8 over 24. But let's start, because I have a question. Liam, 8 over 24, less than or greater than a half? Huh? There were 24 pieces of candy and you ate 8 of them.
Sorry.
Less than a half. Good. Now, if I wanted to, let's ask Kara. If I wanted to just think of a number real quick that divides into both 8 and 24, what would you pick, Kara?
4.
4. So we could start with dividing it by 4 over 4. And remember, I'm dividing by 4 over 4. First of all, because in my idea, in my thinking, and Kara's thinking, 4 does divide into both 8 and 24. Okay, I know. Kara's now trying to tell me there's a bigger number, but that's okay, Kara. That's okay. This is a good information of a way to start it. When I've done this in the past, some people said 2, and that's okay, as long as you don't stop before it's simplified to lowest terms. So, Kara, what is 8 divided by 4?
2.
8 divided by 4 is 2. Good job, Kara. 8 divided by 4 is 2. And Kara, what is 24 divided by 4? 6. All right, Kara, do you think 2 6 is now in lowest terms? No. What would you divide by now to simplify 2 6? 2. And again, it's 2 over 2 because we have to divide by a fraction that equals 1. And Kara, what is my simplified fraction?
1/3.
1/3. However, what if we get to a point in our lives and a problem in our life that we're not sure what we can divide by or if we can divide by anything at all? The work you could show for simplifying fractions is just listing the factors. And we always start with 1 and itself. And 1 times 8 and 2 times 4 are the only ways I know to get 8. So 1, 2, 4, and 8 are my factors of 8. 24, we start with 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 6, 4 and 8. So those are all my factors of 24. Now let's go and see what they have in common. They have a 1 in common. They have a 2 in common. They have a 4 in common. They have an 8 in common. That means the greatest common factor is 8. So as Kara so helpfully pointed out, yes, we could have started with 8. That doesn't matter as long as we get down to 1/3. Get down to 1/3. I hope the world doesn't see that video of me dancing, because I don't know how. We'll look at one more. Let's take the fraction 20 over 100. 20 over 100. Jaden, let's start with this question, Jaden. Do you think 20 over 100 is more than, less than, or equal to a half?
Less than.
Less than a half. Good. Now, Jaden, Can you think of a number that will divide evenly into 20 and 100?
2.
2. They're both even. Obviously, 2 will divide into both of them. And 2 over 2 equals 1. We got to do the same thing to the numerator as the denominator. Otherwise, we're changing the value. And Jaden, what is 20 divided by 2?
10.
And 100 divided by 2?
50.
All right, now Jaden, let's look at that a little bit. Jaden, do you think 10 over 50 is in lowest terms?
No.
Can you think of a number that divides evenly into both 10 and 50?
25 and 50 and so 2 and both. 2.
Okay, so you're dividing them both by 2. They're both even. So yes, we can divide them both by 2. And Jaden, 10 divided by 2 is?
5.
5. And 50 divided by 2 is?
25.
25. Okay, so is that lowest terms, Jaden?
Yes. Oh, no.
No, it is not lowest terms. Good job. Can you think of anything that can divide evenly into both 5 and 25? Good question. You're not sure. Let's take and find all the factors of 5 and 25 and find in our list, what's the biggest one they have in common, Jaden? 5. They both have a 5 in common. So I could simplify this by 5, and I would get 1/5. Now, if I was going to do this in one step, I could have divided these both by 20, and I would have still gotten 1/5. So what? Didn't matter that we did this. We got down to 1/5.